Warning, this video isn't for anyone under the age of 16. If you're under 16 years old, please leave the video now because we do get into some adult type shit. Thank you. Yes, people, it's time for my revenge. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy CharlesISanimeWorld, and welcome to my review of Redo Healer episode 10. Now, what I like to do on my channel that's different from anyone else is I like to showcase off the differences between the anime and the manga without spoiling you guys, so you don't have to go back and reread the manga. You will know the differences already. Okay, that's a really cool concept that I like to do, and that gives you guys a reason to actually subscribe to me because I do this every week, and I've done this in the past. So again, if you're just listening to me now, go back and look at my past videos for Redo of Healer, and you'll see that they're all done in the same format. So let's talk about this episode 10, uncensored of course, of Redo Healer. Now this episode takes place between chapters 21.1 through 24.2, and that's a total of 6 full chapters. And with that being said, I have to admit, this week's episode was really good if you're anime only, but if you read the manga, there was a lot of things that were left out. There were some elements of Redo Healer that was completely just forgotten about with this episode for whatever reason. Maybe it was the anime company, they didn't want to actually discuss it or go down that route. But again, we're going to talk about it right here for this review of Redo Healer, Part 1. So this episode of Redo Healer takes place between chapters 21.1 through 24.2, a total of 6 chapters. So let's talk about the differences between the anime and the manga. The first big difference is we see this woman that Blade has drugged, and then that's it. That's where the anime kind of leaves us hanging. We don't know exactly what happens. I mean, we can use our imagination and could tell what happens, but the anime doesn't show us. But in the manga, they actually show us that Blade breaks this woman with a strap on. Now, Blade refers to this as her special tool. Now, this just isn't a regular strap on, guys. It's huge. It's made of leather. But here's the kicker. It seems that it's covered in thorns or some type of metallic thorns. Whatever it is, they're very hard because as we see Blade break this woman, we can see a lot of blood flying everywhere. Now, it could be because the woman may be a virgin. I don't know, but you could see blood just flying everywhere. So that's Blade's special tool. The next big difference is the anime completely skipped a few steps when Kaoru asks Freya for makeup. They show his hair being up in the manga, and they completely skipped that in the anime. Not that too big of a difference, but it's there. The next big difference, Kaoru getting confronted by the guys outside was anime only. Once Kaoru is dressed up as a full woman, a trap or whatever you want to call it, you know, he's confronted by these guys that's just hitting on him, and Kaoru says that, you know, I'm stronger than you, and completely beats the hell out of him. Now that was completely and utterly anime only. That never happened in the manga. The next big difference is that while they're at the bar, the only people that's at the bar besides the bartender is Kaoru and Blade, and that was in the anime. But in the manga, we can see that there are multiple people there, including monsters and humans that are just falling in love with the female version of Kaoru. While at the bar, in the anime left out so many different scenes for this part. They left out the scene where Kaoru goes to the bathroom or pretends to go to the bathroom. They also let out the part when Blade knows that Kaoru, or the female version of Kaoru, isn't really drunk and is actually getting pissed off about it. They also left off the part when Blade is excited about what she's going to do to the female Kaoru using her special tool. The anime left out all of that. Again, it's nothing really important, but those are a few scenes that I really would have loved seeing animated, but again, it's not really a big deal. The anime also skipped a lot of explaining to what Blade did to the guy's daughter. Like I said earlier on, we saw what happened in the manga. She used her special tool on the female. And in the manga, Blade goes into further detail of exactly what she did. She says that she used her special tool on the girl and she died right then and there. And the fact that Blade was actually pissed off because she didn't really get a chance to enjoy herself because the girl died so soon. And I can kind of understand why the anime left out the whole, Blade special tool, her strap on, her device, whatever you want to call it. I can understand why the anime kind of left that out a little bit. But again, this anime has a sex scene every episode. Even with this episode, that sex scene, I am not complaining about it. I am not complaining about it. I loved it. I really loved it with everyone. But that was anime only. That never happened in the manga. They just threw that in. So you're trying to tell me that it's okay for Redo Healer to throw in a random sex scene with all the girls in it for no reason. Well, there's a reason, but just throw it in there. But you can't have a hardcore strap-on dildo. I'm just saying, like, what are the parameters here, guys? The next big difference between the anime and the manga this week, and for me, this scene was completely and utterly butchered by the anime. I mean, this right here was the scene I was looking forward to showcase off Blade's strength, and it was completely bungled. It left a bad taste in my mouth. So, in the anime, when Blade throws the female version of Kaoru into the man, Kaoru does a flip in the middle of the air, recovers, and does a drop kick and drop kicks the man. That never happened in the manga, okay? In the manga, Blade throws Kaoru into the man with so much force that both Kaoru and the man are sent flying into a building. And when I was looking, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. The anime is really going to do this scene justice. And imagine my disappointment when I see that, okay, Blade throwing Kaoru and Kaoru just doing a flip, recovering in the middle of the air and doing a drop kick. Instead of flying through a building, crashing through a building, having rocks and rubble and wood on top of them. Just again, that was a horribly butchered scene. And, I have to scoff at the anime for that scene right there. The anime also took out my favorite quote. As Blade is walking to see what's happened to the female version of Kaoru because, she threw him through a building in the manga, but in the anime, they left that out. In the manga, Blade says, and I love this quote, she says, being a hero isn't easy. And now she has to find another girl. So she's just going to have to kidnap another girl because she's tired of, you spitting games. So she's just going to have to kidnap another girl. And that was like one of my favorite scenes in the manga because it showed how evil Blade was. Like if you didn't really get it knocked home to you with that one panel right there, you knew how evil Blade was, from, a different perspective. Just saying. The next big difference is that Kaoru uses needles to hit Blade in the neck. That was in the anime. But in the manga, he used throwing knives, and it actually hits Blade in the ear. So those are the big difference right there. Another difference is that Kaoru was choked and then slammed and passed out, or pretended to pass out. But in the manga, he was just punched in the gut. So let's talk about when Kaoru wakes up and what it looks like when he first sees Blade. In the anime, Blade is wearing white underwear. Okay, with a big t-shirt on, casual, and I get it, whatever. But in the manga, she's wearing this pure leather dominatrix gear with her special tool attached because she's about to go to work, And because the anime completely left out Blade's special tool, the bed scene that you saw in the anime is completely different from that in the manga, so much so that I can't even show you any scenes from it on YouTube. You have to go and view it yourself. I can't show you that scene or any parts of it on YouTube. But again, the scene is so different, because for one, the clothing is different, and two, the anime completely left out Blade's special tool. And last but not least, guys, again, the way Blade was poisoned was different. In the anime, Kaoru used the hitting blade in the shoe to poison her. But in the manga, Blade just got a knife or dagger to the back. That was how Blade was poisoned. And besides that, guys, there was a few more differences, but they weren't really that much important or changed the story so much that I need to talk about it. But yeah, that'll do it, guys. Thank you so much. That's been my review this week for Healer episode 10. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you next week, and hey, sayonara, suckers.